It's very romantic, really. We got our happy ending.
Horrifying. Really.
We can
romantic,
die
but yet very
happy.
horrifying.
Bro, let's get straight to it.
And a 1, and a 2, and a 1, 2, 3, 4.
Unattached, I see.
Okay, so I'm back. Yeah, I think we have one more vessel before we get an ending. So I'm trying to attempt to do something new before we start going back into old loads and doing stuff. Cause I'm trying to just get attempts. I might have to go back in old loads anyway, or start looking at the hints, because I think there's a lot of stuff I haven't done yet that I know I can do, that I want to get to. I did not expect to turn a game like this into a series, but I've been really enjoying myself, and I really like seeing the new things that happen. So I think I mentioned we've seen a betrayal arc, but not in a death one. Like, I remember saying, like, in this very, very first chapter, acting like I was gonna save her, and I'd end up not doing it. I wonder what happens, like, when you make it to, like, chapter 2 and 3 doing that, and then just turning around and, like, flipping the script. I wonder if you'd get, like, another result of, like, the last one that we got with the little thorny type chapter. I wonder if you would end up going back there or going back somewhere else. So I think that's what I'm gonna attempt to do. I think I'm gonna do a damsel again, or try to get the damsel run, and then on that second chapter I'm going to slay her, and then I think I need to go back to that ghost run too and do the same thing. I feel like we're doing a lot of backtracking, but it's gonna be worth it. You'll see. You'll see. This is so wild. Like, there's a whole dialogue, and then you can just. This is about to get so dark so fast.
Blade in hand, you run the princess down. Wait, no! You barbarian, what do you think you're doing?
This is so tough, bro. This is bad. This is gonna get so dark.
But you ignore the pleas of the foolish little voice and press on. The princess's eyes grow wide with terror as you approach, but she does absolutely nothing to stop you. Your blade pierces her heart, and she collapses pathetically to the ground.
I'm sorry. Did I do something wrong?
Dang. That's so tough.
No, my love, you did nothing wrong. I'm sorry, not you.
I'm going to die now. I think that's what you want.
Oh.
And just like that, she's dead. And the world is saved. Thank you for seeing this through. I know it must have been difficult.
Oh my god, bro. What?
I feel sick.
Yes, that's
Sick? You took part in the murder of the fairest creature that's ever lived. And you merely feel sick. I, for one, am absolutely distraught. Grief-stricken. Inconsolable. You'll get over it. You just saved everyone.
Oh.
Get over it. You smarmy ass. There's nothing in the world worth getting over it for. We might as well just end it all.
Oh.
You raise the blade, aiming the point directly towards your heart. Excuse me? No, you absolutely do not do that. Yeah, let's not make any rash decisions. We should give ourselves a minute, take a deep breath. Rash. The only rash decision we've made was running our cursed blade through her heart. This is far from rash. This is measured. This is the only thing left for us to do now that she's gone.
Oh no, bro. Oh, yeah. Save. Hee. Go back. I'm the one who makes the decision here, and I say no. If that's what you want to do, let's see what happens, or I can say nothing. That's what you want to do, man.
No, let's not do that.
Hey, man, do what you want to do, man.
You won't use your fancy reverse psychotherapeutics on me, murderer. We're dying together right now. All of you may have previously thought that my passions were too great to stifle, but those were merely passions of joy. My passions of sorrow run deeper than the ocean itself, and you'll find that they are far more unstiflable. Haven't you? Haven't you all? I don't believe this. What? What don't you believe? You plunge the blade into your own heart and collapse to the floor. You can't be serious. Why are you helping him? I'm not. He just made it happen. I'm sorry. That's right. You're all sorry. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Damn. The gray. Oh, this is different. This is different.
You're on a path in the woods. You horrid monster. Do you think just because we've returned to the woods you've earned my forgiveness? Our beloved had best be alive and well when we return to the cabin, or you'll never know the end of my wrath.
Okay.
She won't be alive and well when we return to that cabin, because she's dead. We killed her.
You killed her, and so I killed you.
And you clearly didn't do a good enough job. I'm still here.
Oh, and I'm still here too. If you lot get to be blessed with seemingly eternal life, that must mean she's still there, waiting for us to throw ourselves at her feet in remorse.
I doubt it. I think I'm better at killing than you are.
So you've been here before. Of course you've been here before. What count is it this time? 2?
It's our third. What gave it away?
Your open discussions.
Oh, so cooked.
I couldn't care less what he knows. Every second we stand around arguing in the woods is a second that I'm anxiously worrying about her. Take us to the cabin and take us there now. With each passing moment, our relationship may be damaged even further, though I fear the rift between us may already be permanent.
Yeah, probably, bro.
And if it is permanent, then what? You'll kill us again?
Oh, you just wait and see. My vengeance will echo the depths of my bereavement.
He mean that. He mean that.
Don't provoke him. I prefer if we didn't die again. I'm not fond of dying.
Right.
Why not? You've already done it twice.
That don't mean it feel good.
It was unpleasant.
Yeah, don't mean it feel good, man.
It was only unpleasant because you think it's supposed to be unpleasant.
Alright.
I'll make you feel what I feel if it's the last thing I do. And mark my words, you won't like it when it happens.
Oh, how exciting. I'd love to see you try.
Can I? Well, I'm not just going to try. I'm going to actually do it.
I'm looking forward to it.
These two got beef. We got some beef in the room.
Good. I am too. Can I talk now? Yes, I can. Great. Now that you're listening, let me remind you that if you're here in the woods, it means that the princess is not dead, and that her very existence currently poses a direct threat to the entire world.
We haven't talked about how different this
If this
place
isn't the
looks.
same path in the woods you're used to, that means that her influence is already
default
spreading,
response?
and you're running out of time.
Okay.
Wait. But if her influence is spreading, that means there's hope. That means our beloved is waiting up there for us, ready to make amends. Yes, I already told you that she's alive.
Don't mind him. I don't think he's doing too well.
I'm doing better than any of you. I'm doing great. She's alive.
Influence doesn't require life.
But if things restarted, why wouldn't she be alive?
Who said they restarted? All they've done is changed.
I shan't listen to the vile mutterings of you serpents. Onward! Our living, breathing princess awaits us.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, answers are at the cabin, so we might as well just go. I have no idea. I wonder what's gonna cause. She's probably depressed, but I feel like we've seen so many like angry and bitter like responses of the personality types. We haven't seen anybody that's just straight up sad, like just straight up sad. So I wonder if that's what we're about to get.
I'm sure you've already heard my words of warning in one of your past lives. You've already managed to slay her once, just don't muck it up this time, alright? Oh, we'll muck it up alright. We'll get our happy ending, even if it damns each and every person who's ever lived. Whatever you do, don't let him influence a single decision. He's clearly lost it. I hate that I'm agreeing with him on anything, but I really don't like being at the whims of someone so unstable. It's stressful. Yes, having all those feelings isn't very productive, is it? But we're just passengers here. Why stress over something you can't control? You're saying that like stress is just something you can turn off. It is. It's easy. Whatever happens, happens. Are you even alive? What's the point of doing anything if you're not going to feel a single emotion? I don't know. I just exist. And that's fine with me. This is horribly unproductive. The cabin and your extremely important destiny await.
Alright, let's go in the cabin then.
The interior of the cabin feels dry and brittle. Ancient dust-covered wooden beams hold up a crumbling ceiling like mummified ribs, each elegantly carved detail of the stately building preserved in an extended stasis. Everything here has been kept safe and dry and lifeless. But you're not alone. You can feel something watching you. There is a figure faintly outlined against the dusty wood of the far wall.
Yeah, that is her.
Is that her? Our beloved. So she does live.
Looks like a ghost to me.
She doesn't look very alive to me. Before you can make a move, the figure is gone, vanishing behind the door on the far side of the room. Supposed to be a pristine blade. Why isn't there a pristine blade?
Because she has it.
Maybe it's gone because we've already killed her with it. Perhaps it's gone because an oh-so-deserved guilt has started to worm its way into each and every one of you. Perhaps all of you do feel just as bad as I about what we've done. Though if you felt the oppressive guilt I feel, we would have manifested that weapon directly into our heart. I suppose it doesn't matter why the blade is gone, but you're going to have to find it if you're going to do this right. So why don't you march over to that door and make your way down to the basement?
Right.
You make your way to the door at the end of the room, stopping just in front of it. You must think you're looking at that mirror you mentioned earlier, the one that doesn't exist. Just reach forward and open the door. It's so hazy. We should try and clean it off. It's time for all of you to see what we've become. You reach forward and place your hand on the door to the basement. The handle is just a little to your right, and a little down. So much for our reflection. We didn't need to see ourselves anyway. I'm much more interested in seeing other things.
Yeah, I am too.
I see. We are too hideous for even a mirror to behold. We can only hope she might still see some good in us. No way left to go but down.
Alright, let's go.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an antique staircase lit by weak torchlight. The air here is so stale it practically stands still, as if the very molecules of this place have been fossilized, trapped for eons until your arrival. Even the blaze of the torches can't penetrate the odorless air, as if they'd run out of fuel to burn ages ago, their light still flickering more out of habit than from adhering to a physical reality. A wispy figure watches you from the bottom of the stairs, face veiled in shadow. There she is again. My love! She's just an old memory. Your eyes lock for a brief moment, then she vanishes around the corner. As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, her wrist still bound to the wall by a heavy
I didn't know there was
chain.
multiple ghosts.
This cell is a dark and isolated place, with not so much as a window to allow starlight to penetrate the gloom. See? She's dead. No! What foul trickery is this? How can this be? We just saw her alive and well a moment ago, floating away transparently. Whatever we saw was a ghost. Thought we were all on the same page.
Yeah, so did I.
Do try to keep up.
Your thoughts are interrupted by the sound of a slamming door and a clicking lock.
Uh-oh, Raggy.
You turn to see the shade of the princess staring down at you from the top of the stairs, clutching a brightly burning torch. So that's where the blade is. It's already in her heart. And yet she isn't dead.
She finna throw that. She finna throw that at us.
She is dead. Have you never heard of a ghost before? Oh, for the love of... Can we not waste time arguing over the semantics of what is and isn't dead? She is clearly conscious. She clearly just slammed the door on you, and
Right.
she clearly has a weapon. Your pristine blade sticking out of her chest. This is extremely bad. Catastrophic, even. Yeah, dead or not, what are we supposed to do about her? Slaying, or
Right.
destroying, if we want to be a little more death neutral, seems off the table. We make amends. She obviously still holds us in her heart. She's bearing a torch for us and everything. But she hasn't said anything. Are you sure she can talk like this?
You came back. I missed you.
Oh.
That angelic voice, I
It
missed you
sounds
too,
so
my
positive,
beloved.
bro. I don't trust that. I don't trust that at all.
You sure snapped back to your old self quick.
Right.
Yes, seeing her dazzling countenance again has reignited the warmth in my heart. I have found it in me to forgive the sins this body has committed. We can have our perfect romance after all.
Horrible.
This is a bad place. We're supposed to be together, but it keeps making us hurt each other.
Yes.
The torch falls from the princess's hand and bounces down the stairs.
It'll be so much better when it's gone.
The skeletal wood of the basement, perfectly dry after uncountable years of desiccation,
Yeah, I
immediately
knew it.
catches fire.
I knew it. I was
She's trying to kill us.
like, yeah.
A misplaced escalation of her passions, but clearly she still cares for us. I say we burn with her.
This man is wilding. Oh. I rushed the blade and rushed to the door. Why'd you close the door?
Because I want to be with you. I don't want you to leave.
See? Everything's fine. She wants to be with us. Yeah, in a bad way. She just has a unique way of expressing things. The fire grows quickly, devouring the basement, dancing up the walls and painting every surface with strokes of flame. You're choked by smoke, and the air around you grows uncomfortably warm. We've never burned to death before. I wonder how it's going to feel. Bad! I bet it'll feel really, really bad. Yes, it will be terrible, so you'd better come up with something to do and fast. Your personal safety is far from the only thing she's threatening right now. I think a bit of fiery passion is good for the world. You're just trying to spoil her fun.
This man is gone, bro. This man is gone.
I'm not spoiling anything. I'm trying to prevent oblivion.
just to make sure, I just want to make sure. Yeah, I did save right before this happened, so we could just run this area back. I think I'm just gonna rush for the door and see what happens.
As you rush up the stairs, the entire cabin erupts into a raging inferno. You ignore the princess, throwing yourself headlong against the door, bashing at it with your clenched fists in a vain attempt at freedom. It's no use. You're stuck here. Your skin starts
Now we
to
both
rupture.
gonna be ghosts.
As layers of you peel away into raw, seeping burns, you feel a hand on yours. You turn to see the princess, face bright and smile wide with manic affection. She clutches you close to her chest, watching with loving eyes as the flames eat you away, bit by bit. The pain is unbearable at first. Every inch of you screams as your flesh is stripped away, your muscles stiffening as they're cooked, your blood boiling in your veins.
God.
But it isn't long before the flames take your nerves, and with them, your ability to feel much of anything.
Golly, bro.
See? That wasn't so bad. It was so bad. But somehow, nothing is so much worse. You'll get used to it.
There are still the feelings of the heart. Those never go away.
Brother, we're burning alive, please.
Oh, they always do in the end. You just haven't experienced enough. Eventually you'll want them to stop too. You'll make them stop. Trust me. The princess's smile never fades. Her skin peels away, and then her muscle, until all you can see is her charring skull, locked in an eternal grin.
This is tough.
It's very romantic, really. We got our happy ending.
Horrifying. Really.
We can
romantic,
die
but yet very
happy.
horrifying. Nah, that's crazy. How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't, well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
You know why you're here.
Out of here.
Oh, you have to be kidding me. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day.
Alright, go check upstairs.
I'll be here.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. Is someone else here? You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Stairs.
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom? Easier for everyone.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Yep.
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
Save princess.
Against your better judgment, you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
I think, is this different? I'm not really. I'm at a point where I'm not sure if something's different or not. We'll just have to see.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet. She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Has a little smile for this part, but this time it's not there. So I think I did do something a little different. I'm trying.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade. Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Bro said, "Watch me." That's wild.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it. Stop resisting me. I am trying to get you out of here alive.
Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, this is different. This is different. Like, Shawty's drawings are completely different. Which is really interesting, because normally she's like, "This isn't you." But now she's like, "Yeah, I thought this was too easy."
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
Okay.
I'll make this quick.
Okay.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Yo, she got the blade back again. She got the blade back again. Got it back. Yeah.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
Wow.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
Hey, Shawty. Hey, Shawty.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it?
Oh.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
I think we got a different result, so I think it's worth it. Prisoner. Oh, this is different.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path
I don't
is
think
a
I've
cabin.
done that before. If I
And
have,
in the
my
basement of
memory's
that
off.
cabin
I don't think I've done
is
that
a
before.
princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. I don't even know what I would do after this. I think I need to save because I think this is one of those things, the difference between a chapter 3 and a chapter 4 type beat. So I'm gonna save this here too. Save right there.
It hasn't. Don't forget what he did to us the last time around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
Alright, welcome back, Skeptic. Welcome back. I don't think I've ever had Skeptic like an entire chapter just with me. So I think this is have to be different, because I think last time I met the Skeptic voice, he always appears like randomly at the end of a chapter 3 or so. So I think this is different.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. And as far as trying to help her goes, need I remind you how catastrophically dangerous she is to the world at large? I told you about the stakes of this situation less than a minute ago.
Okay. Let's proceed.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Because now I just want to free her.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. I think what I'm gonna do this time, I'm not gonna take the blade this time. Just to see what happens. I saved at the very beginning of the chapter, so we can always come back here and see what the different results turn out. But I think I'm just gonna go inside the basement this time.
I'm afraid I'm going to insist we take the blade. We're in a dangerous situation, and I'm not letting us go down there without a weapon.
Oh.
Are you sure? What if she, I don't know, turns it against us? Which I'm bringing up in a purely hypothetical manner. Yes, I'm sure.
Interesting.
Turns it against you. She's a prisoner here.
That's
She'll only be able to turn it against you if you give it to her. Which you won't be doing because she's an existential threat to the entire world. Okay, I'm trusting you.
Interesting.
Normally, yeah, but not about this. Call it a reflex. We take the knife as we go.
Alright.
Wonderful. You do exactly that, sweeping the blade from the table before proceeding.
No choice
to
for
the
me, I guess.
basement. Don't worry about it. We have a knife, so what? It's not like we have to use it.
We'll see.
No, you don't have to do anything, but you do well to use it regardless. Moving on. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
Does she remember us?
Probably.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier.
Is she talking? It looks like the mouse moving, but it could be just the animation.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
Maybe it's a change. Maybe it's for me.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Oh, wow. You get a chance to do it all in a trio format again? That's very interesting. That's very interesting. I'm glad I saved. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting.
You step towards the princess, but she stops you before you get too close, holding up one shackled hand.
There's fine. I'd prefer we keep some distance until we've sorted this out.
That's reasonable. We do have a weapon. Might as well put her at ease.
Huh. Interesting. Wow, there's a lot of inner options here. I kind of like that too. It's very interesting. I like where this is going.
You do as she asks and sit on the floor, still a good distance away from her.
Thank you. Now, what are your intentions for me?
Get you out of here. Does she not remember? Wait. I've been here before. Do you remember?
Oh, are we acknowledging that? I thought we weren't going to give away the game. But yeah, I remember.
Okay.
First you make a comment about having been here before, and now this. As much as I would like to remain in denial, it's no use. This has complicated things. It's complicated things how, exactly? Ideally, this was supposed to be one and done. You go to the cabin, you heroically slay the princess, and in the process you save the entire world from being damned to oblivion. The situation right now, where you're getting a second shot at things, is a contingency.
Right.
A contingency for what? For you failing, obviously. And you being here means that things are going to be a lot harder than they were. I really shouldn't say anything else, I'm just going to make it worse. Just good luck.
Okay.
If you knew this could happen, why didn't you tell us? All of this is incredibly valuable information. It would have changed our actions considerably. I needed you to be in the dark for as long as I could keep you there. It's important. Necessary, even. And maybe I wanted to be the first version of me that you met. I didn't want to be confronted by the alternative. That's pathetic. I never said I wasn't.
Damn.
I get it. It would be pretty upsetting, wouldn't it? To know that you might not be the first version of yourself. At least we can remember what happened before. Seems like we should count ourselves lucky for that. Exactly,
True.
He gets it. You're lucky, so don't waste that luck by messing it up again. Alright?
Oh, I'm death freeing her again. For sure.
Moving on. Why is it important for us to be ignorant? How is it ever helpful to be in the dark? The more I say, the more your mind will swim into dangerous waters. Even saying that is too much. Your success hinges on you having imperfect information. For the sake of the entire world, you need to accept that.
I want to know if that's my chain over
I
there.
won't. Just give it a rest. This isn't helping.
Focus. This is a serious situation. You shouldn't be daydreaming.
Okay. The chain on the wall.
I don't know, but you could always try it on. Maybe it'll fit.
I hope I don't actually have to say this, but please don't lock yourself in chains. We need you ambulatory if you're going to save the world.
Okay.
I wouldn't do that if I were you.
What's wrong
And
with
why is that? Do I even need to explain myself? It's a shackle and it's one without a key. Do you want to be stuck here like she is? And what? Is it going to lock the second we put our wrist into it?
it? Right.
I don't know. Maybe it will.
Looks like a big one. I figured it'd be something like around our neck like hers or something.
He doesn't want us to look at it. That's all the reason we need to investigate.
Okay.
But what if he's telling the truth? He isn't. I am.
Inspect it. Go for it.
Against your better judgment, you approach the chain dangling from the far wall. The princess watches you with faux disinterest as you inspect it, though she can't fully hide her curiosity. I don't want to say what I'm supposed to say next. What is that supposed to mean? It sounds bad. Is it bad? Yes, it's bad.
Okay.
Come out and say it then. You're just wasting time.
Right, you wasted my recording minutes, brother.
Fine. As you hoist the shackle, its heft shifts within your grasp, as if pulled by some odd magnetism. Before you can so much as blink, it practically leaps from your hands, snapping around your neck.
I knew it.
And, as if your situation weren't bad enough, the same magnetism repels your blade, which is flung from your hand and sent skittering across the floor of the basement. Excuse me?
Okay.
Yes? Are we stuck here now?
Yep, pretty much. Interesting.
Yes.
Huh, so it does fit. And I guess it doesn't like your knife. We're stuck here together, aren't we? That's funny.
I'm glad you find the humor in this.
What are we supposed to do now?
Right, I wanted to get you out of here. Honestly, I wanted to get you out. Now we're just stuck.
Can't even cut ourselves out. Guess we'll starve.
Alright.
That's horrible. It's not all bad. We learned a valuable piece of information. Not to touch things we're specifically told not to touch. No, that there's something special about this loose chain. It's clearly important.
Okay. Did you know this was gonna happen?
No.
Okay, so... I mean, I can see where her head is at, because we know she got abilities, but I think in each scenario, the abilities are only extended to a certain degree. So after this, it's just like, in silence, because there's nothing else you can even do or say.
Wait, I guess. Maybe something else will happen. Maybe not.
Not one much for small talk, are you?
Nope.
That's rude.
Well, you were supposed to save her, Betty. Now we're both stuck, so there's nothing to talk about.
You and the princess wait in silence, though neither of you knows what you're waiting for. But you're waiting for something. You're waiting for anything. This is so boring. There must be something we can do to get out of here. There must be something we're missing. But there isn't. Time passes. It passes and passes and passes. And the basement of the cabin remains much the same. It is cold and silent. At least the world is safe. It isn't. You're stuck. Too far away from both the princess and your blade to do much of anything. But she's not ending anything. She's just sitting there. Her very existence is a threat. It harms everything around it. How exactly does that work? It just does. But your line of questioning is interrupted by the passage of even more time. And after that, even more time passes again.
Aye, buddy.
And let me guess, the cabin remains the same. If time is passing, the cabin can't be the same. Even if the differences are small, they have to exist. That's just how things work.
That is true. That is very true.
I suppose you're correct. Things are changing. The differences are small at first, a bit of weathering here, a bit of erosion there. But then they get larger and larger.
Continue to wait in silence. Now the
You continue to
building
wait
is
in
falling
silence,
apart.
and the cabin continues to change. The decay comes faster now. You can see earth through holes in the stonework, can watch lichen spread along the seams of the walls. That doesn't make sense. Has our entire concept of time changed? What happened to starving? We should have died by now if the rocks around us are starting to erode.
Right.
She hasn't starved. I guess she hasn't. Even more silent time passes as you watch roots push themselves through the increasingly porous walls of the basement. Dirt seeps inside, flowing across the stone floor like a liquid, covering the ground and threatening to swallow you both. Time continues to pass and pass.
So now
and
we're
pass.
stuck in here on top
Until
of...
suddenly, there are no walls. And then... And... I think he's gone.
Oh.
Would you look
Hello?
at that? We made it out of the cabin, and nothing bad had to happen to either of us.
Yeah?
So this is the outside world. It's cold.
I'm sorry. Damn. I'm sorry. That's kind of tough. But you do not get the chance to respond, nor will you ever. It is time to leave. That's crazy. Yeah,
She's
I
gone.
gotta go back to that. Okay. I'm trying to get back to the ghost run. I think this is how I do it. If I'm remembering it correctly. I can't trust you. I go back, and when I go to come back, she's gone. If I'm remembering this correctly.
Thank you. You turn back to the stairs, intent on retrieving the blade in the cabin.
You'll regret this. I promise you. But go ahead, run along and get whatever you're planning to get. But you'd better hope that I don't slip these chains before you make it back down here.
Slip these chains? She has to be bluffing,
Yeah.
but...
Yeah, I'm doing it right. Okay.
You rush. Okay. If we're sure about this decision, I'll support it. You slowly creep down the basement stairs. Where the princess sat only a moment ago, there's only a severed arm, its cooling flesh still chained to the wall. And she is nowhere to be seen. Is it just me? Or did this room get a lot bigger? Your eyes dart to the corners of the room. Where is she? You close the door behind you. Almost magically, its locks immediately click into place. Maybe they'll open if you finish the job.
Nah, I'll wait. I'll wait. I'll wait.
Do you want to play a waiting game? I've been down here a long, long time. I'm very good at waiting.
You do your best to patiently wait her out. But eventually, exhaustion starts to set in. Come on, wake up. We can't fall asleep down here.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder how this leads into other things. Like, if I fall asleep, how does that make a difference between, like, what happens next time versus this time? No, wait, this isn't the... Is this the ghost one? No, this is the other one. Wait, I got my... See, I've done too many now. Now I got my outcomes mixed up. Wait. Well, I'm already committed. Might as well
You
just
wait for
wait
as long
it
as
out.
you can,
Never mind.
pushing yourself to stay awake and stay vigilant. But you can't outwait someone who's been waiting for as long as she remembers.
I'm remembering the wrong one. See, I'm doing the wrong one. But this is completely different. I haven't done this before yet either, so something different, something new.
You barely even realize that you've started to drift off. Pain tears you from your sleep. The princess is upon you, ripping into your flesh, unnaturally sharp teeth and claws severing arteries and digging into organs.
Yo.
There's nothing to be done. You're already half gone. It can't just end like this. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. Everything goes dark.
So if I don't
And you
go
die.
into, like, investigate the arm, she'll slip out behind me. But if I try to wait her out, she turns into the Fury thing. Interesting. So we're back at the beast. Wild.
You're on a
Okay.
path in the woods. You're
Okay.
here to slay her.
Alright, we've done this before. Let's
If
try to
you
do
don't,
something different in
It will
this
be
chapter.
the end. You lunge to the side, picking a direction on instinct. As you land, you're buffeted by a gust of air, disturbed by the sudden motion of a massive body. The princess. In an instant, she's pounced on the spot where you would have been, her chains rattling across the floor behind her. Before you can blink, she's gone, vanishing once more into the shadows. But you still feel her gaze on you.
You're faster than you were before, but you're still meek, reactive, prey.
You whirl around to find her, and your gaze meets hers, a pair of shining eyes peering out at you from just beyond the basement stairs. So she's cut off our escape. Shit. What do we do?
Right, what do we do now? I'm gonna save, because I don't want to do this right. I don't want to get the same result as last time. So we're gonna save, and we're gonna find a way to kill her and get out of here. What do you
I want to swallow you whole, and I will get what I want. You have no exit. You have no hope. You live and die by my whims, and my whims alone.
Don't ask her what she wants, just slay her.
That's not an option, buddy.
Is that all the advice you have?
Right, there's no options.
You don't even know what she looks like. Some specifics would be very helpful. She's just a princess. Don't overthink it.
Nigga, this is an animal.
She is clearly not.
Yeah, are you blind? Oh my god. Okay, we can just try it, because there's no options to do anything right
You
now.
cannot reason your way out of this, fledgling. There's no compromise with what I am.
At least she's upfront about her intentions. She's coiling for another strike. Be somewhere else. We're on
Thank
the
you.
back foot. The back foot keeps us nimble, keeps us alive. It doesn't matter if it keeps us alive if it eventually kills us. We need to take back the momentum. We need to do
Right,
something.
like help me. Because I promise you I'm going to pick the right, I'm just going to go for the right one. I don't care how many times I got to do this. So, play dead is kind of crazy. Stand still is stupid. Wait for her to strike and hit her back. Survive.
Barely moving out of the way before the princess surges past you with a speed that makes her practically unseen.
If you want to see me, you should get better at seeing.
She knows that her strength lies in shadows and secrets. She won't reveal herself unless she has to.
How do we do that?
And you bear your weakness to the world.
A tickling sensation rises at the base of your neck. Flee. We can't keep doing this. This isn't going to work. We're in her domain. We just have to stay alive. If we keep dodging her forever, we're going to get tired. We're going to slip up.
Right.
We have to take a risk. As the princess lunges from the shadows once more, you tighten your grip on the blade and lash out. It strikes, cutting deep, and the princess loses her focus, crying out in pained surprise as she crashes into you. You're sent sprawling and can already feel the massive bruise blossoming on your ribs as she scrambles back into the darkness. Ha! Look at that! We wounded her, and she wounded us. Bad trade.
That hurt. Are you just the cornered animal you seem to be? Or could you be a rival?
She rears back, then leaps at you, more forceful, more ferocious, more serious. The scuffle is brief, and though you inflict a few deep wounds, you find yourself quickly overwhelmed by her savagery.
What?
You collapse to the floor, and she wastes no time before pouncing on you in a flurry of claws and blood,
What?
your nerves barely able to keep up with the onslaught. By the end, you're lying in a nest of your own intestines, spine severed,
Are you
blood
serious?
rapidly draining out onto the jungle floor.
Oh, brother, what am I supposed to do?
The princess, drenched in both her blood and yours, idly prods your body.
No, that's it then. Cornered animal it was. Do better next time. I still need to devour you. And it doesn't count if you're dead.
Well, we're not dead, we're... But you
Everything
don't have
goes
time to
dark and
protest
you
her
crash.
premature observation of your...
I think this is new.
You're on a path in the...
This is new.
Yeah.
This is new.
We are. And this time we're not gonna run until we die. We're taking her head on and we're winning.
Welcome back, stubborn.
You felt her. She didn't have a soft underbelly. She didn't have blind spots. What could we have done that would have saved us from her hunger?
I have no idea.
When someone tries to make you dead, you have to hit them back. You have to show them your authority. There's nothing worse than a bully that thinks they own you.
Well, at least I got a new outcome in the end of it.
Great. So you've been here before. That doesn't bode well. You're not supposed to have been here before. This is supposed to be one and done.
Yeah, it's not turning out that way.
Oh, shut up. It bodes fine. You're the reason we're stuck in this shit situation. Now I have to do the hard work of dragging us out.
And how do you intend to do that?
We're going to fight her, and we're going to win. There's a reason she slinks around in the shadows.
Well, no complaints here. Now hold on. We're not just going to let the fact that he knows things about this whole Lupin situation go, are we?
Doesn't really matter.
He's
at the end
not
of the day.
important. He
Yeah.
can have his secrets for all I care. She's killed us twice now, and that's enough of a reason for us to want her dead.
Oh god. Okay, what's the plan then?
Like I said, we're going to fight her.
That's an idea more than it is a plan, buddy.
But we're so small.
We don't actually know how big she is. We just know she wants us to think she's big. And if she's going to treat us like prey again, then she is sorely underestimating us. One good wallop, that's all we need to put her on the
Not one
defensive.
good wallop. Okay, yeah, let's just go to the cabin, man. Where our answers are.
You make your way down to the cabin. Your fated confrontation awaits. You know what to do.
We've already been over the plan.
I'm not sure that use violence counts as a plan.
It's a better plan than you had last time.
I don't like this, but I'll try to keep us breathing.
Oh lord. Gonna get paranoid in here in a second.
The interior is dark and overgrown. Vines and brush obscure so much of the place that, had you not seen the exterior, you might not have noticed this was a cabin at all. The only furniture of note, if you could call it that, is a knotted stump, a pristine blade embedded in its exposed rings. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you're going to do this right.
Take it. We're not fighting a monster without a blade. Even if it's not a very big one.
Is no one going to mention the mirror? What are you talking about? There is no mirror. There's just the stump and a narrow tunnel that leads to the basement. He isn't tricking us. Can you feel the wind? It's telling us there's a hole in that wall. Our eyes deceive us.
If that mirror's blocking our way, just smash it and be done with it.
Please.
Yes, take the steel claw. You pull the blade from the stump, gripping it tight. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Good. One step closer to ending this.
Alright, approach the mirror.
You step forward, approaching the small hole that leads to the basement, hesitating before you enter the princess's lair.
You heard him. Stop hesitating and smash that antique.
That mirror isn't part of this place. It's seeped through from somewhere else. It, if there even is an it, is a hallucination. Like you said, you've been here twice before. Your mind was bound to start playing tricks on you eventually. It's so grimy. Maybe we can wipe it clean and finally get a look at ourselves.
Jesus Christ. Smash it.
You bring your fist crashing down into the open hole leading to the basement, throwing yourself off balance and tumbling headlong into the pitch black. If there were once stairs leading into the basement, there is nothing left to attest to their existence now. There is only a long tunnel of packed earth, growing more narrow as you descend. It smells of mold and decay. The damp walls leave streaks of dirt along your body as you're forced to hunch, then finally squat down on all fours in order to continue. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. As you crawl forward on hands and knees, you're met only with the sounds of ambient earth. No voice slinks confidently up the stairs, no entity threatens violence or pleads for safety. Stay quiet. Don't give her a sound. You say nothing,
maintaining the silence as you carefully make your way down into the basement.
Okay.
The basement is dark and cavernous, a gaping maw threatening to swallow you whole. There is no light here, save for what little starlight has managed to filter down the tunnel. And though you can't see the vastness of the space, you can feel it. You're exposed.
It doesn't matter if we can't see down here. We know where she is.
You step into the shadows and are enveloped in total darkness. Your heart pounds in your chest, ears pricked, eyes wide despite the inky blackness, waiting for any sign of movement.
And what? You're gonna turn around the second she runs for us? You'll get us killed, you pathetic fool!
There, she's about to strike. With the near silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the shadows. But you've already started your swift escape.
Stop it! Fight her!
The conflict in your heart, though usually of little consequence, slows you down just enough. You don't make it into the tunnel before you feel her hot breath at your back, rushing up your spine and closing in on your neck as her teeth press into your death. Again.
Okay, let's see what this outcome gives us.
There, she's about to strike. With the near silence of a determined predator, the princess erupts from the shadows. You're quick to react, swinging your blade, its tip intercepting her before she can draw first blood. She recoils, stunned for a brief moment.
See? I told you. We needed to assert our might. We needed to prove to her that she can bleed too. She'll doubt her every move now.
Her gleaming eyes watch you from the shadows, unblinking. There's fear in them now, but it is a fear wreathed in fury. And beneath it all lurks something far more primal. Hunger. Yes, she knows your strength now, and she wishes to devour it. How unseemly.
I'd like to see her try.
The princess lunges with even more ferocity than before. Both voices were right. Within that ferocity there is the clumsiness of doubt, a chaotic dance between impulse and restraint. Not a word is spoken between you and the princess as you exchange throws in the dark. The glint of bloody claws and fangs, the flash of wet steel. In the pit, all of your senses are heightened, each injury stinging like a chorus of insects, each small shift in your favor a major victory that swells your confidence. And yet, for all the wounds you've managed to inflict upon her, you remain at a stalemate. And then you start to lose ground. While your body slows, hers quickens, her wounds mending as she licks the blood of her prey from her dripping maw. So she really can devour our strength. Can we do something like that? All these wounds are starting to add up.
Yeah, she just took a piece of us. I don't know if that's an arm or what.
Nah, screw that. We're not stooping to her level. We'll just have to give this our all, end it in one final hit.
I'm sorry, sir, what? Are you not seeing the situation that we're in right now?
We die if we do that. We have to make ourselves like her. We have to embrace instinct. She shifts towards you, her bloody grin shining in the dark. And then you see it. Your opening.
Take it. Put her down like the mindless beast she is.
Again, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get the ending at it. Sorry. Embrace.
You hurl yourself towards the princess's body, carving into her not with steel, but instead with tooth and claw. You are a blur of bloodied things that tear and rend. Yes. Yes. We are not prey. We are more. The princess howls in fear and outrage as you peel away a chunk of her flesh. But as the bloody meat slides down your throat, you feel invigorated. Your wounds burn less. You feel faster, more responsive. Again,
The more we take of her, the less she will be able to take of us.
There is no time to rest if you're to do this right. She tries to bat you away with her massive paw, but as it smashes into your ribs, you clamp your teeth around the limb. You give her no time to react before snapping it from its joint.
Ah! Oh no! Oh no! Bro. After breaking an arm, I just, no matter if it's a cartoon, real life, I just don't like hearing bones snap, man. It gives me PTSD. I broke my arm as a child. Not fun. And it was his arm. It was not fun. I don't like the sound. Oh god.
The princess pulls back in pained shock as you crunch through bone, devouring the arm that was part of her. It's part of you now. Your wounds heal. That's disgusting. I don't want to do that.
Brother, we just healed. We just got a buff. Are you crazy?
You are the one who asked if we could do this, and if it means we win, well, we have to win. Victory demands we do whatever it takes to claim it.
I didn't think it would be so dehumanizing.
But we feel bigger than her now, don't we?
Wild.
The feeling doesn't linger. As you choke down the last of her severed arm, she lunges, taking advantage of the distraction. In a frenzied flash of blood and feathers, she rips into your side, swallowing another piece of you. Weakness returns. Her arm starts to mend itself, fresh claws sprouting from developing flesh.
We can't be small again. We have to take more. We have to take it now.
You descend upon her again, jaws gnashing, desperate to regain your power. You both lose yourself in the rhythm of the feast. You devouring her, and she devouring you, mending and bleeding and consuming in an endless cycle, on and on and on.
Come on, just one more bite, then we'll have her right where we want her.
Am I really the only one who's not on board with this? I'm gonna be sick. The more you consume, the more the lines that differentiate you and her begin to blur. The flesh of your body's twisting into warped reflections of what you swallow. You have to snap out of this. You can't destroy her if you lose sight of yourself.
We are the predator now. There is nothing to do but embrace our true nature.
But words fade into hollow vibrations as you and she continue to tear at each other in the darkness.
I haven't gotten an option.
There are no beginnings. There are no endings. There are no moments of calm. There is only savage violence. Did you say no endings?
Yeah, that's completely different. But he doesn't respond. He's gone.
But how are we supposed to know if we won?
I have no idea.
We have won. We'll never die so long as we keep eating. We can be forever.
What? You and her are separated. Your flesh rips from where it joins together. Before forever can come to pass, you lock eyes. There's a new emotion there. Shame. What have you done, may I ask? Yo! Alright, it has been a little while though since I've been playing. So I'm gonna save. I know this is like bad timing, but this VOD's getting a little long and I'm getting hungry. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna call it right here. When I come back, I'm gonna try to talk her out of, or whatever that dialogue back and forth is supposed to be, the little debate. I'm gonna try to do that again. See if we can find ourselves down like another pathway in this part, and to see what I can do. If there's nothing I can do to convince her that she needs to let it go, then, I just, we'll just figure out. I just want to do something different here. I've done 2 things different, and I want to try to keep that up, because I feel like there's no way you get all these other choices in the beginning, but you only come down to like 3 choices for an ending. So it's like, I'm just trying to figure out what's the best, what's the best opposition to try to execute here at the ending. But yeah, my stomach keeps grumbling, and this is why I get kind of long. So with that being said, what's good, do y'all? See y'all later.